This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Just the worst criminal story. There was an 11-year-old running a lemonade stand.
Oh, no. What happened?
Selling drinks and snacks on a street corner, in part to raise money for the people in Ukraine. Sounds like he may have Ukrainian heritage. Jeremy Rizhonkov is his name.
What a little sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then somebody rolled in, and I'll let Jeremy explain what happened from there.
They, got so much stuff and gave me a fake $100 bill for a lot of stuff, worth $20, and gave them $80 in change. I was like, the texture doesn't feel good, and it kind of feels like something's wrong with this money. Nope, not real.
So he lost $80?
Mm-hmm. And $20 of product.
See, I thought they were just going to give him the fake 100 and then take a bunch of product, and that was it. But no.
No, they got change.
Change back in my heart.
Yeah. So I would assume that people are going to step up. You know, the internet seems to correct these things.
When you originally aired just the clip of the boy, with him talking about the texture of the $100 bill, I was like, oh no, is he blind?
Yeah, this isn't Dumb and Dumber.
Pretty bird. Yeah, can you say pretty bird? Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird.
I don't know if another scene has shocked me the way that scene shocked me the first time I watched it.
With the bird's head taped on its body.
Oh my gosh.
That poor blind boy just petting it. Yeah.
I took care of it.
If you came across a traffic incident where an entire load out of the back of a semi was all over a road, what would you hope to find?
Oh, that's a really hard question.
Like beef jerky would be pretty good.
See, I thought you were asking, would you get out and help, or would you get out and just, grab a bunch of stuff? Because at that point, it's contaminated, right? They can't sell it.
They can't resell it. No, it's got dents in it. And
yeah, it's trash anyway.
there's even an expression, it fell out of the back of the truck. Means when somebody gives you something that their company owns.
Oh.
And they're like, here, you have this promotional product. Just say it fell out of the back of the truck. That happened to me once. And I didn't know that was an expression. So somebody's like, hey, where'd you get that? I was like, oh, it fell out of the back of the truck. And they're like, haha, wink, wink. I'm like, what?
You're like, it's a miracle. It's still in great shape. It's a beer mini fridge.
Honestly, that is a true story. But yeah, there's a story circulating right now, which would have been a pretty good find, as a semi with a truck full of Bud Light ended up in an accident, and there was just buds all over the road.
It's a lot of water.
No, Bud Light, I said.
I know.
Oh. This is the news report on it. Stay with me on this.
The big time problem spot in a traffic tie-up for you, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and show you from a live look from our chopper. What you're looking at here is an overturned semi. And all of those blue boxes that you're looking at here, those are cartons of beer out there. So we are talking about a ton of beer that is over here. The ramp is completely blocked.
So as she continued, though, I noticed a little something. Here, listen to this.
She's live on location at the truck?
Yeah, and this is the next time she talked.
We are talking about a ton of beer that is over here. The ramp is completely blocked, but you can see cases of beer that are now spread all across the region.
Sounds like she was having a pretty good time there.
Sounds like she's been shotgunning. If you're wondering why Tommy Lee is trending today, it's probably best to not look while on a work computer. If you look over and there's a random coworker that just opened Instagram and gasped into their phone, it's probably because they follow Tommy Lee.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was looking at the start, if it was Tommy Lee or if I was looking at pictures of Mundair.
Yeah. So Tommy Lee changed his bio to new album out now and then posted his entire unit. It looks like he's sitting on the corner of a hot tub or something. And if that's the future of music marketing...
Mm-hmm. You've got to feel bad for the guys with small ones.
I just didn't see this on 2022's bingo card. I really didn't. Is it that surprising and shocking? No. More so just the fact that it's still up. hours later.
Yeah.
How it hasn't been flagged. Whereas, like, people will post themselves breastfeeding and it gets flagged and taken down. Mind-boggling to me. A lot of people have seen his unit before, right? It's been out in the past on stage.
Fair.
And
he's very well known to have...
there's been tapes of him that have been exposed.
Right. The most famous sex tape of all time.
The most famous one, yeah.
So, yes, it is in the news again. I don't recommend searching for it on your work computer because how awful would that be to have to explain to your parents why you got fired? Yeah, so I was looking at a picture of a naked man.
It's prep. It's show prep. It's part of our job. It's funny because I have a girlfriend's group chat and somebody sent it saying like, "Good morning, ladies," and it was a screenshot, and we were all like, "You follow Tommy Lee?" She's like, "No, I actually got this screenshot from another group chat of another group of friends. So one of them must follow him." Sorry.
That's where it's going around.
Today we're talking about expensive purchases maybe your partner made, your parents made that just never was used. Maybe used once, but just not worth the money. Michelle texted into 780-784-7107 saying, "During COVID, we bought a knockoff Peloton. It's called an Echelon. And it's just collecting so much dust. A $1,500 purchase plus $35 a month subscription that just sits there looking at us."
Got to get on that.
Just get on it.
Go for a ride today.
Just once. And then it'll be worth the $1,500. That's a $1,500 workout. And you'll see results immediately. This text says, a $300 Nespresso machine the wife just had to have, ... Does that mean it's not being used? I feel like if there was a Nespresso in the house, everyone uses it.
Every once in a while. That fourth dot was really intense, eh?
There was actually only 3 dots. I don't know why I added one.
You threw in one just for the dramatic effect. I like it.
I'm just lying.
We're going to a golf tournament today, the Frontline Celebrity Classic, and I've got a brand new pair of golf shoes on. And I'm so excited because I think the dumbest purchase I've made that I rarely use, the most I've ever spent on any footwear, was a $250 pair of golf shoes that are hideous and I never wear. You say they look like bus driver shoes.
Yes, which there's nothing wrong with bus driver shoes. They're just not ideal for a golf course.
Yeah, they're golf shoes, but so they are ideal for a golf course. But I've been made fun of so much for these shoes that they just sit there and look at me every time I'm about to go golf, and I'm like, no, not today, guys.
They look like cartoon shoes, like something Homer Simpson wears.
Really wide, flat, black leather shoe. Anyway,
but congrats on your new shoes.
Thank you.
They look good.
They feel good. Purchases that you don't use enough.
We have a robot vacuum that just sits in the closet.
Why does it sit in the closet?
You got a real dirty closet?
No, we have a St. Bernard and a Mastador, so it could never keep up with their hair.
So what's the point?
There's no point, because right now it's a vacuum 10 times a day.
A Mathador?
Yeah, she's like Mastiff Lab.
Whoa. Can you, once you're parked safely, send pictures of your dogs, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Why am I getting vibes of bullfight? Oh, Matador. That's the word I was thinking.
What's that mean?
A Matador? I think it's like a Spanish bullfighter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I had my husband pick me up on an elliptical off of Marketplace. I bugged him. I promised I would use it. He picked it up for me, and it's been sitting in a corner in our basement for about 4 months now, just collecting dust. So.
Now, did you try to use it and it just like wasn't as smooth as you thought, or you never even gave it a go?
No, I haven't even looked at it.
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Maybe it's time to look at it, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm just realizing now I never buy expensive things. I am cheap. Frugal.
That's good.
Let's go with
Especially when we're talking about not using them after you spend too much on them. Yeah, it's the online shopping like late at night after a couple beers when I'm like, I could use this.
Like I even remember going to my mom's house, my parents' house, and seeing that she had those candles that look like real flames, and you put them on a timer and they'll just turn on and they look like a legit candle is burning in your living room. And she had a group of them. Like there were 3 in a group together, and then over there was another one. I was like, I want those. So I looked them up. They're so expensive. So I won't even do that. I won't even buy something that I love.
That you know you're going to use.
that I know would like bring me joy
Yeah.
at night watching TV and seeing them turn on and flickering and not having to worry about, did I blow out the candles because they're fake? But I won't buy them because they're like $40 each. I was like, who pays for this?
780-784-7107. Something you spend a lot of money on and never or rarely use.
Wedding dress. One time use, still sitting in my closet, never got it dry cleaned. It's just sitting there.
And how many years ago did you get married?
10 today. It's
What?
our anniversary today.
Hey!
Their wedding anniversary. Well, you got to pull it out, put it on. Let's
Wait
get
a minute.
another use out of it.
Wait.
What?
Are you guys still together?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, woo.
If that was the case, she'd wear it today and then burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear it in a mud puddle.
Let my daughter wear it today. That might work better.
Okay, that's really cute. I love that.
Play 107.
So I wanted to talk about this story of the CEO of LinkedIn. I didn't even know who this person was. And now that I know more about this person, I want to know less.
Okay, what happened?
The CEO of LinkedIn posted a selfie of him crying, saying, just because I'm a CEO of a major corporation, major company, I'm still a human being. And his reason for crying is because he just laid off a bunch of people.
Now, that would be tough.
Now, it would be very tough,
Yeah.
especially if you're an emotional person.
Right. Like, I would say if I was a boss, quite possibly the hardest part of the job would be firing people.
No, absolutely. That's their livelihood. But a lot of the comments are like, whoa, tone deaf. Like, at least you still have a job. You're still the CEO of a company.
Yeah.
And now to a lot of people, they're like, whoa, Lisa, that's harsh. Maybe you're listening now and you're like, okay, yeah, it's good that he has emotions about this. But I want everyone listening to think of their own boss right now. Okay? Now picture, let's say your boss fires you. You go on Instagram a couple hours later and your boss has a picture of themselves crying
About firing you.
Wouldn't you be pissed?
Yeah, that's true.
You'd be like, excuse you? You're crying?
Yeah, as you're trying to like sort your life out.
Everything is just crumbling around you and they're having a pity party? I don't think so.
You made the mistake of signing up to a bunch of stuff like utilities and using your work email, and now you got to change that.
That is so true.
Everybody's made that mistake. That would suck. Luckily for these people that got fired, though, they worked at LinkedIn, so they should know how to get another job. Tough day today for a lot of Edmontonians, Oilers fans, and more specifically, the family of a young man who meant a lot to our city as we said goodbye to Ben yesterday at the age of 6 years old. If maybe you're new to the city or don't follow hockey, you may not be aware who we're talking about, but Ben Steltler was a tough kid who ended up having to fight something that no kid should go through. He had a rare form of cancer and was going through some pretty intense treatments for that.
His dad tweeted, "The world lost the most special boy and an absolute hero last night. Ben, you were my best son. You were the best son we could ever hope for, and you were my best bud ever. Your sisters were so lucky to have you as such a sweet brother. You fought so long and hard and beat so many odds. You truly changed the world and did so much good in your short time here. Mom and I are so proud of you. You had a bigger heart than anyone we've ever met. Our hearts are left with a Ben-sized hole in them, and life will never be the same without you. We are absolutely crushed. We love you, our sweet Benny boy."
Yeah, and so he ended up being a big part of the Oilers' playoff run because he was a huge Oilers fan, and the team really did embrace him, brought him in. He was the Scotiabank skater and got to come and stand out at the blue line, and you could tell him and Connor had a good bond. And all of a sudden, when the world is at a point where everyone was disagreeing about everything.
That's what it felt like, for sure.
And then all of a sudden, this beautiful boy emerged who was going through something far worse than the rest of us were dealing with.
Yep.
And we had something to rally around and something to agree on, and that was that we were all just rooting for Ben. Him and his family are fans of the station, fans of the show, and so we invited them in to come and hang out. And as much as it was cool for them, it felt so much cooler to us. You were even like really nervous because he had this celebrity status.
I was like, he's so famous. And I just wish what is a word that is better than strength? Because I've never in my life met someone like Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, he had
Like he was
a sense of calm through something that not many people would be calm. Not a lot of adults would be.
It was so admirable.
Yeah. Noble is a way I saw it worded yesterday.
I actually can't even think of a word to describe it.
This was him in the studio, and man, his giggle was just the best. This is when we introduced him. It is the Edmonton Oilers' good luck charm, Ben. Welcome to the studio, man. You're welcome. My favorite moment, I think, outside of our moments with him, was when he was with Zach Hyman on the press table after a big win for the team.
Mm-hmm. And did you hear Hyman had a baby boy yesterday? Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but named him Bennett.
Yeah, pretty powerful.
So sweet, yeah.
And the fans outside of Rogers were cheering very loudly, and then they realized during that interview that they were cheering for Ben, all of the fans outside, and this is Hyman letting him know about it.
Chanting your name out there. Did you see the right? You see all the fans on the other side? All the fans. Look at that. They're all cheering for you.
His little wave.
Yeah.
While Hyman's actually answering like legit questions that interviewers are asking, he's just waving to all the fans outside. Oh, it's so amazing.
He was a pretty funny little dude as well. I saw a story online that I wanted to read from yesterday from a family friend of theirs, Ryan, who said, I was at their house watching a game with Mike, Ben's dad, and Ben in April. Mike finished their basement, but still hadn't put railings up the stairs. Ben was having a hard time going up the stairs and said, what kind of doofus doesn't add railings? And then he laughed and finished walking up the stairs.
He was so witty.
Yeah.
When he was here in the studio, Ryder leaned over and he's like, can you put in a good word to Connor McDavid? I've always wanted to hang out with him. And Ben quickly responds with, yeah, I can try. But he'll probably respond with, sorry, I'm too busy hanging out with my buddy Ben. And he like puts like the thumb towards himself as if he's like being hilarious as he's walking away. My jaw dropped. I was like, what a clever kid. That is so funny.
Yeah.
I got to see him in LA when I was there for the playoffs. So him and his family. His grandpa's actually a fan of our station now. He listens all the way from Texas with his wife. So I got to meet them. And there's one video that his grandpa's wife, his grandma, like sent me on Twitter, and it was me leaning over being like, how jealous is Ryder that you and I are in LA watching hockey together? And he's like, ha, yeah. This is such a cute video.
We're going to miss him a lot. He was a very special little dude. Mm-hmm. And there's one thing he loved more than the Oilers, and it might have been the song La Bamba. So this is when we asked him what he wanted to hear. Ben, what did you want me to do again?
Play La Bamba, baby.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.